most obnoxious behavior I might have ever displayed in my life. The snowball was I was trying to hit my friend, and it went over his head.
And hit the teacher? That's the greatest.
It hit the school secretary in the office, like right in like the side of the
So
neck.
you were suspended for that?
Yes.
Okay.
I was suspended several times. I gave Sal
just a couple.
But the worst thing I've ever done is, and again, if I was married to a teacher and she told me a kid in her fucking class treated her like this, I'd want to beat the fuck out of her. Her name was Miss Fullcomer. That's the name.
Fullcomer?
We used to call her Miss Fully Cum on my face. I swear to God, that was her name, Miss Fullcomer.
Right.
And she should not have been. She was a lovely woman, very passive, but she was like a little delicate flower.
If you wrote Miss Fullcomer in a movie like a Porky, everyone would say, "What an asshole!"
I swear to God, that was her name.
Right. All right.
And it was known that if you got kicked, you had to commit murder to get kicked out of her class.
Right.
And the first day of her class, everybody knew that she taught like I failed every semester. She taught like sociology or some shit. I don't know. The first day of her class, we started busting her balls on an insane level because we heard you could. And she tried to relate the kid. She go, I'm going to hand out some forms, and if you have a nickname that you want to go by, put it down. I'll call you by your nickname. She wanted to be like, so I wrote down Skipper.
Skipper.
And me and my this one black kid Leslie and my friend Mike, we were all sitting in the back together, and my nickname wasn't Skipper. I said, let's see if she'll call me Skipper. So no matter what the question was, I knew no answers. I just would raise my hand. The first thing she would go Skipper, and then the four of us go. And so after 3 weeks of me not answering, just Skipper and me just dying laughing, she'd go, I don't think your nickname is Skipper. So one day, as a matter of fact, it got to the point where like we were obnoxious in all the classes, and I had like weeks of detention backed up all the time, and we kept going. It was right after lunch, the class, and we said, like, what can't we do in this class? Like, it's unbelievable. And they knew if you got kicked out of our class, it was bad. So I brought a water pistol in one day, and I had it filled to the rim. And I said, I'm going to take this into Fullcomer's class. And she said, what are you going to do? I don't know. I'll think of something, So she's at the podium speaking, and I'm not, again, the woman might have had she was the kind of woman, her hair was messed up. Those like heads you'd put on the end of a pencil and you twist real fast and the hair. That's what she looked like. She was disheveled and she had problems. So she's talking at the podium, and I'm like 3 rows back on the right, and I put my book up like so it's blocking me. And I put the water pistol just on the side of the book so you can't really see it. And as she's giving the lesson, I start squirting her in the face. The visual of her going, so, and then I mean, they were direct hits of her getting hit in the face. And she would go, and then her face was covered in water. And like, we were laughing, we didn't know what to do. It was like, can I go and just sucker punch her? Finally, she started crying. Aww. And I couldn't tell which was the water and which was the tears, and my buddy wanted me to keep doing it, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. So she said, Artie, you have to get out of here. Just get out of here.
She didn't say Skipper? She said Artie.
No, she knew it wasn't Skipper.
She knew it wasn't Skipper by then.
So I went to the office. I'll never forget this, and the vice principal was like, you got kicked out of Fullcomer's class? What the He goes, what the fuck did you do? And I told him, and he could not believe that. And he was like, he goes, dude, you're going to be like a serial killer. What are you doing? And he made me apologize to her. And
in front of the class, or apologize to her privately?
No, in front of I had to go in and apologize to her, and I got suspended for like a week.
Wow.
I had
Your parents yell at you for that?
Yeah, my mother was just
beside herself, huh?
Yeah, my mother couldn't deal with it. My father was like, look, if you're not in school, you got it. My old man was like, you're working with me, you're getting up. So I would get up every day at like 7 and climb roofs with him all day. And
boy, and look how you turned out great. They really showed you.
But the greatest thing was after I graduated, my poor sister was like a great student, and she had this name that I ruined. And she had Fullcomer. And she came home and said, was Fullcomer said, are you related to Artie Lang? And she said, yeah. And she goes, oh my God, really, I don't want to see him. He's not coming in ever, right? And she goes, no. So
Skipper Lang.
Right, she told me that. So one day, with nothing to do on a weekday, me and my friends cruised by the school, and her class was on the ground level. So we ran up to the class, and when I knew my sister would be in there, and I'm knocking, and I'm going, hey, Miss Fulcomer, it's me, remember?
She remembered.
She started going, oh, no. My sister does an impression of her as Gretchen. Oh, no, get him out of here. And I said, I'm coming in. I want to come in to say hi. She goes, oh, no, get out. She ran out in the hall and got security.
I wonder if there's in school if there's a teacher like that in every school who's like kind of a pushover.